Last night was honestly one of the most frustrating wins of a game I've ever seen for a team I'm a fan of. The Atlanta Braves, who are one of the favorited teams to win the title this year, are facing the Seattle Mariners at home, and this game was a total pitching duel. Let me set the scene here. Through the first 6 innings, the Mariners pitcher Bryce Miller had a perfect game going, perfect through 6, and then continued a no-hitter into the 7th. The Braves pitching staff had a no-hitter, I believe, to the 8th inning. So an absolute pitching duel. It is a 1-0 game, bottom of the 8th inning, and we have 2 outs with the bases loaded, and we're going to see probably one of the most frustrating at-bats I've witnessed in a long time, especially for this struggling Mariners offense. This Mariners offense, I hate to tell everybody, maybe you don't know it yet, is quite literally the worst offense in the entire MLB. And this at-bat is just one example of why, and why this game was on one half extremely frustrating to watch. When it comes to professional baseball and hitting, if you've watched my content before and you've watched my breakdowns, you know I haven't done a whole lot of watching an entire at-bat and criticizing guys' swings, criticizing how selective they are with pitches and swings and misses. I try not to do it at this level because the pitching is just so good, and it is so hard to be consistently successful as a batter in this league. It's so hard. So when I criticize at-bats, just know I'm not necessarily criticizing the physical aspect of it. I'm going to criticize the mental aspect. The things you can't control in your at bat is aggressiveness and your overall general approach. What's unacceptable to me at this level in a situation like this is not being aggressive. You might only get one good pitch to hit in an at bat, especially against pitching like this. And you need to be looking for that first pitch strike. The bases are loaded in a one-run game. The pitcher wants to get ahead in a count. I promise you, he does not want to start off with a pitch for ball one. The worst thing he could do is get behind in a count here. He does not want that. It's too close of a game, too close of a scenario. He's going to try and throw you a strike. And as the hitter in this particular situation, you should be foaming at the mouth. Like, please, I dare you to throw me a good pitch to hit here. Looking the whole way like, please give me my pitch. Foaming at the mouth, right? Ravenous for a pitch to hit here. Just ravenous. Like, God, I dare you to fucking throw one in the strike zone here. Like, I dare you to throw one in the strike zone. That is the mentality he should have in this at bat. And he's going to take a first pitch strike in the middle of the strike zone. And it's like, if we're not swinging at that first pitch, I don't know what mentality you have at the plate in this scenario. You shouldn't be passive here. First pitch, here you go, serve it up. I mean, guys, that in this game could be his only pitch to hit. He might see, and when you're watching the game, you might think this is so inconsequential. You might think this is no big deal. Just strike one. It's okay. There's 2 more. No, you can literally lose an at bat on one pitch. You can lose an entire at-bat by making one bad mistake like that. That's your chance. He just watched a fastball almost down the middle. What else do you want, sir? Got to be more aggressive. So here we go. Let's just show the whole at-bat because it's so frustrating. It's just so frustrating. You got the bases loaded for a chance to win the game. This is how paychecks are made. This is how money is made at this level. This is how you earn contract extensions. It's big moments like this. Again, why aren't you foaming at the mouth here? Second pitch, good take, off the plate, 1-1 count. Not a good pitch to hit. Okay, we'll see how many good pitches to hit he gets. Pitch number 3, 1-1 count. Gets another one in the middle. Misses it. A little bit of a bend on it. Looks like maybe that was a slider. Had a little bit of movement. Tougher to hit. Should have hit that fastball that was right down the middle. But hey, at least you took a cut at that one. So now we're going to get a 1-2 count. And he's chasing it off, way off the plate. Ends the inning. That was your chance. And at this point, I'm like, great, we're going to lose a game 1-0. Aren't we? We're going to lose 1-0. Like, this was like, I just watched my team get absolutely dominated in the box today. And we're going to lose this game 1-0 with the bases loaded and a chance to win it. It's just frustrating. But then, of course, in the most Mariners fashion ever, we're going to get a beautiful walk-off here. I'm going to get off the screen for this one. You guys just enjoy it. The bat flip, the swing, the moment. Beautiful, beautiful. As bad as Mitch Garver has been, this is one of the best bat flips and walk-offs I've seen in a long time. Just enjoy the show.
Garver represents the winning run. High drive left field. We've got a Mariners win. Mitch Garver out of the depths comes up huge, and the Mariners win this game 2-1.
Beautiful moment. 2-1 win. You're happy to see it, right? And we should be. I am excited. The team's in first place in the division. This is awesome. Okay. I want to make sure before I get into my next segment where before I talk about the downside of this and the downside of this Mariners team, I want to enjoy this moment. This was a beautiful win. Our pitching is unbelievable. I will never, ever be upset with a walk-off win, but I will be fair to warn everybody. This is probably the most unsustainable winning I have seen in a team, maybe ever. And let me show you. So let's just look at the overall team hitting stats in baseball right now, overall as a team. Starting with let's just focus on batting average. Quite frankly, my favorite hitting stat, really the one I think you kind of only need. Got the Dodgers all the way up here at 275 as a team average. How far down do you think we're going to have to go to find the Mariners? More going down. We're at 25. And we're right here, just above the Chicago White Sox, number 28 out of 30 teams at a 216 team average. Here's the problem with this. Now let's organize it by strikeouts. Oh, who has the most strikeouts? Oh, that would be the Seattle Mariners. Nobody strikes out more than the Seattle Mariners. So we have the third worst batting average, and we have the most strikeouts. And what I hear people say is, oh, well, our offense is about home runs. We got to hit home runs. We're a home run team, which in my opinion is like the equivalent of an NBA team being like, we live and die by the three, just openly coming out and saying, we're going to shoot a ton of threes every night. And if they go in, we're going to win. But if they don't, we're going to get fucking smoked. It's the MLB equivalent of that. If you're just banking on hitting more home runs than anyone else, but you can't hit for average, and you strike out all the time, and you can't string hits together, that is not a sustainable way to win games. Okay. It's just not. I don't care what anybody tells you. But even if you're saying we're this home run team, we're not even the best at that, though. That's the problem. We are number 15, literally middle of the pack. So we're average right now as it comes to home runs. Right there, 15. I mean, guys, the most frustrating part about this is we have by far probably the best pitching in the entire league. We're number 3 in ERA. How about hits allowed? Oh, there we are. We're literally the best at it. Okay, so we've allowed the least amount of hits. Number 3 ERA. How about runs scored? Oh, we're literally the best at that too. The least amount of runs allowed against us. Unbelievable pitching. Oh, okay. How about walks? How many walks have we allowed as a team? Oh, look, there we are. Literally the least amount. We've allowed the least amount of walks. Wow. Okay. What about strikeouts? Oh, we're tied for third. We have the third most strikeouts. How about average against us? What's the batting average? Oh, we're literally the best at that. We have 209 average, number 1 in the league. Lowest batting average allowed against us. It has nothing to do with our defense. Our defense is average at best. Our pitching is just unbelievable. So it's so frustrating to watch your team be the absolute best, quite frankly, by far, at pitching, and then be, in my opinion, the worst hitting team in baseball on top of that. At least top 2 or 3 worst hitting teams in baseball. And it just makes you wonder if they had just spent a little bit more money from ownership and just like found a way to keep a couple of guys and bring in just a couple of big assets and just be like a middle of the packy average hitting team, we'd be better than the Dodgers. we'd be better than the Yankees. We would probably have the best record in baseball and probably the favorites on every betting app to win the World Series. The Seattle Mariners should be the best team in baseball by a mile right now, based on how we're pitching. But our offense is so bad. We are so bad at the plate that we just can't get it done. If we should never have to bank on our pitching staff to allow less than 3 runs. Like, okay, if they don't go out and throw 3 and allow 3 runs or less per game, we don't got a shot. That's really how it feels. And that's not sustainable. And I have a question. If you're a Mariners fan, and this is tough, and maybe this is a bad idea, this is why I'm obviously not a GM. I'm almost willing to give away some pitching prospects and some pitching talent to add in a couple of bats. Like what if we took out a really good pitcher out of our lineup? And hear me out. And maybe that puts us to like a top 5 pitching staff. But by getting rid of that pitcher, we bring in some like 1 or even 2 bats that are like dynamite. We know they're good. Dynamite, we know they're solid. Would that put us over the edge? Does that give us a chance? I guess the other thing you can do is just ride it out and just essentially fingers crossed hope one of 2 things happens. The offense picks up, guys start hitting better, and they become an average offense. That's one way. You just hope and pray. The other way is you hope and pray you just start hitting a lot of home runs at the right time. Both of those seem very, very dicey to me, in my opinion. I think that's some dicey baseball. We'll see what happens. Let me know what you guys think. I know it's awesome to win a game like that, but this is not sustainable, and we need to find a way to bring in better bats to support our pitching staff because this is frustrating. If you watched to this point, please consider subscribing. I'm doing baseball breakdowns all through the MLB season. So for real, it helps me out so much if you leave a like, you leave a comment. I read them all. You subscribe to my channel. It helps me a ton. I appreciate you guys so much that watches. This is a ton of fun. I really enjoy doing this. So thank you. And I will see you guys in my next video.